everybody, I'm Barb Steinberg, teen life coach to girls, parent coach, and a speaker on teen girl issues. I wanted to talk with you a little bit about girls' friendships, and in particular, the concept of respect. I feel like that word respect gets used a lot when we're trying to guide our girls in sort of how to be in the world, how to interact with other humans, in particular with their peers and within their friendships. So we use the word respect and we ask our girls to respect one another. But I don't know that they always fully understand exactly what that means and what that looks like specifically. So that's why when I'm working with girls and with parents, I try to be as specific as possible so it's very clear what it is I'm asking of them, or to clarify the expectations, or even to share with them options of what they can or don't have to do if they don't want to. But if we're talking about respect and we're asking girls, like our own daughter, I want you to be respectful of other girls in your grade. I want you to be respectful of your friends. I want you to be respectful of kids that you don't even really know that well. Or girls that want to be your friend and you don't really want to be their friend. How can you be respectful? So it's tricky if they don't really fully understand what that word means. So I like to give an example that's really kind of detailed and clear cut. So I use the example of girls being in the lunchroom or the cafeteria, and let's say that your daughter is sitting at a table with her friends and another girl walks up to the table. If you're going to be respectful, if your daughter is going to be respectful, what would that look like? What would she do? What would she say to be respectful to this girl that just walked up to her lunch table with her friends? And it varies depending on what her relationship is with this girl, but what I do with girls is I give them options about what that respectful response would look like. So I might say, okay, so she walks up. Does that mean that you turn and you look at her and you smile? Which is kind of a welcoming gesture, right? It's kind of inviting her in. Do you turn and look at her and say hi? Do you scoot over to make room for her at the table? Do you say, oh, here's a seat if you want to sit here, Emma? Do I look at her and say, oh, we're talking about the algebra test that we took yesterday, to kind of fill her in and invite her into the conversation? If she says something, do I nod and look at her and make gestures that I'm listening and I'm present? Do I introduce her to people that don't really know her? Let's say the girls are talking about a movie that they saw that weekend. Do I look at her and say, have you seen that movie, Emma? So what am I doing to be respectful? And some of that really depends on, do I, or your girls, do I want to be friends with Emma? So being respectful to someone and deciding and consciously that I want to be friends with her, those are two different things. So I can not necessarily want to be friends with her or close with her. So maybe she's just not my people, so to speak. We're kind of different, or maybe we're really different. But that doesn't mean that I don't need to be respectful or can't be respectful. And sometimes I think girls get a little scared, like, well, if I make all these kinds of gestures and I'm really kind, then I'm giving her the message that I want to be friends with her. And those are two very different things. Just because you're kind and respectful doesn't mean that you have to be friends with her or anyone else. So a message along these lines to give to our girls as well is our expectation is not that they be friends or best friends with everybody. That's not feasible. It's not reality, right? Because as adults, we come across people all the time in our lives that we think maybe they're just fine, but they aren't necessarily our people. We don't necessarily want to have coffee with them or text with them every other day. Same with our girls. They're no different. So I think it's really important for us to teach them that, there are people that you're going to naturally gravitate towards and want to be friends with, and then there are people that you aren't. And those people that you don't necessarily want to be friends with or hang out with and talk to on a regular basis, my expectation as your parent is that you will still be respectful and kind to them. And then we have to help them kind of explore and give them ideas of what that respectfulness looks like, that kindness looks like. And of course, I think one of the most important ways that we teach our girls this is that we show them. we demonstrate it in our own lives. I remember one time saying to my son, I said, if you were to watch me at an event at your school, you would never really know if there's anyone there that I don't necessarily like, or I'm not friends with, or I don't hang out with them. You wouldn't know that by watching me, because I'm going to be kind and respectful to every single person there. That's my goal. So as role models, we can show them with our own actions what respect and kindness looks like. So hopefully this has given you some good ideas to have some great conversations with your girls, because don't we all want the kindest world that we can have? I know I do. Thanks for listening. And if you want more, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Barb Steinberg, LMSW. Please sign up for my monthly newsletter with great tips like these. Once a month, we send a newsletter to you. And then there's also a blog on my website at barbsteinberg.com. Have a great day. Bye.